all the effort I gave, if I'm left with any, feels so pointless since hindsight's 2020. But the future's blind, a lesson to learn, to life looking back, to see it not yearn. And as hours pass by and nightfall appears, we're all slowly split, and half it's not clear where the line is drawn. We just know it exists, and by the end of the day, we all insist that I don't know how I feel about this in the morning, and I don't know how I feel when I wake. I don't know how I feel about this in the morning. Oh, maybe it's all a mistake. I hope things pan out, and I hope the time comes where I feel something again, where I don't feel so numb to a spinning world that's moving too fast. It's making me dizzy, getting caught in the past. Do 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 do, but a bum bum bum, do do boo, whoa whoa, do whoa, la di oh di oh, but a bum bum on a bum 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 boo boom, do do boom, whoa whoa. And I don't know how I feel about this in the morning, and I don't know how I feel when I wake. I don't know how I feel about this in the morning, or maybe it's all a mistake. And somehow I don't. I tell myself again, but I won't. I gave up my fight with all that I used to get through the night. So I don't know how I feel about this in the morning, and I don't know how I feel when I wake. I don't know how I feel about this in the morning, or maybe it's all a mistake. And I don't know how I feel about this in the morning. I don't know how I feel when I wake. I don't know how I feel about this in the morning, or maybe it's all a mistake. Oh, maybe there's nothing to fake. Oh, maybe there's none left to take. Oh, maybe it's all a mistake.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Basement Made. Second episode, Dose, Read 'em. Today, we have a very special guest, and I'm honored to introduce him, my personal friend, Teddy Holly, the GOAT of Oneonta. Let's get into it. So, Teddy,
What's up, Keith?
do you go to school here?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What year are you?
I'm a senior, but I'm going to be here an extra semester because I added an audio minor. So
Good.
I'm
We
still filling the credits on that.
get to have you for an extra semester. That's good.
Glad to be here.
Awesome. So, what's your major?
I'm a music industry major with an audio minor, like I was saying before.
Nice, nice. Let's talk about how you got your start here and like what got you into performing and stuff.
Yeah, so with performing in general, I like growing up, I would just kind of do like the school talent shows, whatever. Like maybe I would do it, maybe I wouldn't, depending on the year. But that was really the beginning, middle, and end of that. And then once I got to school here, I started going to shows at the Oak, and then I found out about the amazing music scene here, and I went up to a bunch of the seniors, and specifically the guitar players, and I said, hey, I'm just a freshman. I don't know half as much as you guys know. I'd really love to jam with you guys sometime just to learn something from you and
Nice.
get something out of that. And after jamming with them for a little bit, they were like, we have a proposition for you. And then I ended up joining a few bands because of that. So they pulled me
Networking.
in. And then that really kicked me into gear with like learning the house show environment and how that's different from playing a bar, and that's different than playing a school event, and you know, the like.
So when did you start like pursuing your own music and writing your own stuff?
So I started writing music probably around my sophomore year in high school. I was always playing guitar from when I was a little kid. I don't remember a time before walking by the guitar store in my town. You know, I was like this little kid. I was holding my mom's hand or whatever, and I was like, I want to do that. And then convincing her to let me do lessons. So I did that, whatever. Started taking it more seriously in middle school, and then halfway through high school, like I said, I started listening to a lot of songwriters, and where it wasn't about doing the flashy stuff on the guitar, it was about creating a real emotional connection with people. And I learned, while there's value in the flashy stuff, I just personally resonated more with connecting with people just through a song. And you could say the same words to them, but it just wouldn't have the same effect, you know? And once I realized that, I was like, okay, I want to learn this craft. I know that I don't know what I'm really doing with it right now, but that's okay. I was really in love with the idea of not being good at it at first and then slowly getting better at it over time, and just, like I said, the craft of it.
So that was In the Morning.
Okay.
Very great song.
Thank you, man.
Very
I really
great
appreciate that.
So what was it like releasing that song? What was it like writing that song? Like, just tell me about the whole process.
You got it. So that song got written, and this is the case with a lot of the songs. They just kind of, you write one part, forget about it for a few years, and then come back. That song started, it was one of the first ideas I ever wrote back in sophomore year of high school. It was the chorus.
Okay.
The ba-ba-ba-bum-ba-na-bum-ba-na-do-do. But there was a totally different verse behind it, and the context of those lyrics was something totally different. And to be honest, I just didn't really like them together. I still like the verse. I'm still going to try to use it for something, but just wasn't clicking.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. I like this chorus a lot. I got to save this. So it went on the back burner, and I ended up forgetting about it for a while, actually. And then March 2020 hit. Obviously, COVID started.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have all this time on my hands. Why don't I start recording some of these songs that I've been writing for all these years? And I stumbled upon these chords. I was jamming with some of my hometown friends. And, you know, when you're jamming in between the jams, you noodle. And I was trying to crack the code on that.
Yeah.
And I found these chords that I really loved. And then I ended up writing the lyrics within like 20 minutes of that. Like, we all took a bathroom break, and it was just done.
Nice. Yeah.
And so there's 25 crappy versions of that song somewhere on my computer. And I was like, no, I'm not going to put it out until this is at a quality that I'm happy with. Not good for my first thing. I wanted it to be good because it was good, and not because it was, you know, because you're a beginner. I didn't want that. I set a release date. I waited 3 weeks, and those 3 weeks were somehow the quickest and the longest 3 weeks of my life. It was so stressful, but exciting. It was really cathartic.
Yeah.
Because this felt like such a big part of me, and I've never put out music before. I did like a feature for one of Xavier's songs. My good friend Xavier has music out, and he's really talented. You guys should check him out, Xavier Sharp. But but that was the extent of it up to that point, so I didn't really have the full experience.
Interesting. So we're about to hear a cover that you played for us. And what song is that, Teddy?
That song is I Don't Want to Be Okay Without You by Charlie Berg.
Now that song could get us into the feels. Why don't we take a gander at what Teddy presented for us?
I'm saying things I don't believe, and your love casts its shadow hear so clearly all the words I'd wish I'd said. You're stuck in my head. But I only think of you. Will we be together soon? I'm thrown to the wayside. You planted in my mind, but I don't wanna be okay without you. Now I can't find the words to say that'll be the perfect balance between loud and clear. And I can hear so well your lovely voice inside my head saying you love me, babe. But I only think of you. Will we be together soon? I'm thrown to the wayside. You planted in my mind, but I don't wanna be okay without you. But I only think of you. Will we be together soon? Woo-hoo. I'm thrown to the wayside. Oh, you planted in my mind, but I don't wanna be okay without you. Without you, without you, no, I don't wanna be okay without you.
Okay, so I want to know more about your EP.
Cool. So the EP itself is called Better Late Than Never. It's out everywhere now. It's at a streaming service near you, and it's a 5-song project. And this has been kind of my passion project for the last 2 years. This was my classroom with production and songwriting and even singing and guitar playing and just being a better musician and artist. I got so much out of this project. I'm really happy with it, and I hope everyone at home loves it just as much.
Yeah.
So that's the EP.
You did play some of your originals last year.
Yes.
Right. And, now we have a bunch of new faces here in the scene.
Yeah.
New class of freshmen. So what song off your EP do you think is really going to, connect well with the audience? What do you think, is, they're really going to, go hard to at shows?
I think it depends on the crowd. So I noticed people that like heavier music tend to like this song. The official title of it is FWMM. It stands for something that I can't repeat right now, but it's like more of like a hard rock take on the indie alternative stuff.
Yeah.
I noticed there's this one song that closes out the EP that I close all the shows out with. It's the very last song. So the whole
Yes.
band goes, and it's just me and the guitar. And it's called Face to Face.
Nice.
And that one seems to really connect with people, and I'm glad it does, because that song, that was one of those songs I was nervous to put
Yeah.
out because I felt pretty vulnerable on it, and which I guess is a good problem to have. So people like that one. I notice people who like an older sound tend to like Bittersweet, which is the second song on the project.
I'm a big fan of Bittersweet.
Thank you. There was a lot of like Beatles influence on that. There was a lot of, but there was also like a Boy Pablo influence on it. You know what I mean? So it was all over. I noticed people who tend to gravitate toward an older sound really
Nice.
like that one. I think it just depends on what you're into.
Yeah.
And I think I'm really proud of that it's not this one sound thing, but it's still able to be cohesive. I'm really happy with how it turned out in that regard.
So you have a show tonight.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. A release show. It's an off-campus venue.
Yes, it is.
How do you, like, what is it like playing in a school that has, like, such a prominent scene and, like, it has so much life? And,
Yeah.
like, what is that like?
I feel so lucky to have ended up at a school with such a incredible, doesn't even do it justice.
Yeah.
Just such a lively and fruitful music scene, because at first I didn't even come to the school to go into music. I got into the school on business economics. Then I did one semester as like, I was going to be a social studies teacher.
I was a psych major before I switched.
I was thinking about switching to psych for a while, and then I realized, like, no, I want to do music, so I need to pursue this full force. And I did, and then that's when I stumbled onto the scene, and I just feel so lucky, because not only is everyone so talented and everyone has their own sound, and you're never going to mix up the sound of two bands, but everyone's so genuine and nice, and there's none of this middle school type of drama.
Everyone's very nice.
It's very amicable. It's very like familial.
Yeah.
It's really, really
It's a community.
nice. I feel genuinely lucky every time that I go to play a show, or I go to watch a show, or my friend puts out music, or I put out music, or
Everyone supports one another. It's really cool.
Anytime I'm interacting with the scene, I just feel like an overwhelming wave of gratitude.
Yeah.
Like, really, I love every single person in this scene.
No, I could definitely say the same, yeah. Shout out to the music scene. Shout out to the audience.
Shout
when
out
it comes to the shows.
all y'all.
You guys keep it alive.
True that.
But we're very excited to show this next song that you played for us. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is the song I was saying before. This is Face to Face. I wrote this song when I was a senior in high school, and I kind of knew I wanted to go into music, but I was almost too nervous to take the leap to do that. So I was nervous to go to school because I wasn't going for what I wanted to at the time. And I basically wrote it from the perspective of what I thought I would have been feeling before I made the whole switch to the music major. And I was kind of right for the most part in it. Yeah. And it's really simple. It's really straight to the point. There's no... I really just cut all the fat off of it, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Very clever name, then, for the title of this track. Face to Face. I think it's clever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just happy with it. It's about kind of the most uncomfortable things are what gives you the most growth, and I think that's like a really cool lesson. I don't know. That's what I learned once I switched, is like I needed to take that discomfort. Now, it's paying itself back in dividends.
Nice.
Or tenfold. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well, I want to take the time to thank Teddy Holly for coming out and playing a couple songs for us, and
thank you for having me.
Having a great conversation with us. Please take a listen at Better Late Than Never. Teddy, what are your socials?
So mainly I'm on Instagram and TikTok. So my Instagram is Teddy_Holly. It's spelled exactly how you think it would be spelled. And then my TikTok is just Teddy Holly, but it's without the E in Teddy and the O in Holly. And those are the main two socials that you can find me on, and like keeping up to date on what I'm doing next and stuff with the EP and all that fun stuff. So yeah,
out on all platforms. Do not forget.
Better late than never. Out now.
Better late than never. Basement Made, episode 2. Thank you so much, Teddy Holly.
Thank you for having me, man.
Absolute pleasure,
It's a pleasure.
as always. Let's take a little look at Face to Face by Teddy Holly.
Good thing you can say about the end of is you get to go. But when that home is changed and life is increasingly strange, and you're like a rolling stone, well, it probably doesn't all light up right now. Maybe it never will. But staring face to face with life is how it becomes a thrill. Oh, my family feels so far, and all I've got is my guitar. But it's all I need. Oh, my life's a storybook, and pages turn too fast to look, so they'll never ever see what's in front of me. Well, it probably doesn't all light up right now. Maybe it never will. But staring face to face with life is how it becomes a thrill. Show me what I have to do to know I'm gonna make it through in time. In time. Show me what I have to say to know I'm gonna be okay in time. In time, yeah.